Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my Sew and Talk Tuesday, and welcome into my quilting world. It's been an exciting week. We've had so much going on, all of us have, and it's been fun. Um, I want to just say hello to a few people, and then we'll talk about it. How's that? I want to say hi to Nancy. She was the first one that came in, and Lisa's here. Rita, I should say Lisa, the Awkward Quilter, GA. That's her channel name. Crystal Dragon, House of Creations is Rita. She's in here joining us today. And Misty, Made by Misty, is here. Everybody's lurking today, but that's okay. I'm not alone. I feel good. And I see that Jim's here today, and I welcome Jim in with us today. I'm sure he has been sewing in that. And I see Deb, the pug mama quilter, and she is saying hello to everyone. And let's see, did anybody else come in here at this point? Everyone's just saying hello to each other. Yes, this is the lurking community. We have to do that sometimes. We would never get our stuff done if we didn't, you know? Now, there's some that you want to sit and watch, but then there's some that you can listen to when they're on too, which is great. So let's see. Quilting in the Country's here. That's Lori. Hi, Lori. She's telling everybody hi. Joyce. Hi, Joyce. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just trying to get my day started. How's that? I guess my day is started. My afternoon started. Rita says she's been quilting that friendship star quilt. I love that pattern. Yeah, that's what she says. She loves the pattern. Yes, I do too. I haven't worked on mine anymore because the block that I had worked on last week that I showed you guys, I've been working on that, trying to get it together. And I am, I think I did it 4x4, and the blocks are 16 inches unfinished. So I know that's odd size, but hey, I had to square it up. Nothing's perfect, right? But the blocks are square, so now I'm putting each of the blocks together into rows, and I think I'm going to give that to my daughter. So I'd like to get it finished and quilted within this next week. So I mean, she can use it clear up into Thanksgiving too. She can use it anytime. Nothing, no quilts are left unloved for very long. Let me see. So I have not worked on the friendship, but I'll go back to it now. I think I might find something else. Who knows what I'm going to find? No, I will. I want to finish that too. And what's great about the projects that I've been working on, and I think you all will notice it too, that we have a lot of cutoffs that we're doing, like snowballing, what they call, or flip and sew in the corners of a block. And hi, Zaza, welcome. And I think that, and Joydy's here. I'm going to say hello and then I'll finish my Loretta. Thank you for coming, Loretta. And Melissa Makes Quilts. They're all saying hello. And let's see, Agnes. Welcome, Agnes. Glad you came. They said that, oh, yeah, this flipping stitches. Well, believe it or not, some of them on the quilts that I've been working on, I end up getting this size. I showed you this size half square triangles. And when I square them down, they're 1.5 inch. I've just been putting them through every so often when I cut things off or whatever. And then I don't have them piling up on me, waiting for me to sew. I just keep them over to the right hand side of the sewing machine. And if I need something to end, when I put a block through, I can put one of those through, or 2 or 3 in, and I go with that. And another thing I've been doing is, I'm a long armor, so there's a lot of times I'll have thread left over on a bobbin, and I may not use that thread very often. And you don't want to take up the real estate of a bobbin, when you may need it. So I will either put it on the whole bobbin, I will put on this size bobbin. I think it's called an M. I'll put it on the spool thread pin, and I can, excuse me, I can thread it through my machine and use it for the top thread, or I will take it and I'll wind it onto my bobbin. And what's been great is the projects I've been working on, I had some variegated threads I wanted to get rid of, and it worked perfect for those. So I emptied a lot of bobbins, and I had to fill some more of just the white. Let's see. Rita says, I'm going to make also a table runner with that pattern, and also a mug rug as well as placemats. That would be beautiful. I'll have a complete set then. Have to also do a pillow sham to go with the quilt. Yes, or a little pillow. I seem to always have at least one block left over. I think it's my test block, the first one I ever tried. And it doesn't necessarily always go in with the quilt. Like I had one and that I just did with this quilt I did. These block ones. But this part was solid green, and it just like stood out like a sore thumb. So that sore thumb couldn't go in there. So that'll probably be, I could do a pillow, and it would go with it as a pillow. Hot plate. Could make it into a bag, a small bag, zipper bag. I'd have to be ambitious though. I need to get back into that. I want to do more zippers and that. Yes, Joydy. See, everyone, this is Amber's bird. And I can't remember what kind of bird it's called, some sort of pelican. But she had done it on her live, and we got to see the process. And then she was on the Quilting Summit with different creators and that, and I had joined in on that. So I ended up at her website, and when I was at the Cheeky Quilter website, she has some wall hangings and stuff like that that's for sale. And I saw this and I thought, oh, I gotta get it. I gotta get it because I saw it being made. I loved it, and I still do. So I put it up there. So Joydy, yes, that's oh yeah. And Joydy's saying hi to everyone. She can't see everybody in the chat this time, but she is saying hi to everyone. Yeah, the bird is beautiful. And let's see. Ooh. Yeah, you need a big one for Rita, a big pillow sham for your king size bed. If you're going to do that, that'd be pretty though. I think this pattern's easy. If anybody hasn't tried it, you need to try it. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Glad to see you in here. She says, you have a quick question for you. When you're putting on binding on a quilt with machine, do you put the binding on the back and then come forward, or do you put it on the front and go backwards? We sew our binding on by machine. If we want it hand stitched down, the final part of your binding, you would machine stitch it to the front and bring it on over to the back and hand stitch it. If you're going to do total machine stitching, I put my binding on the back, bring it to the front, and then I stitch from the front because I don't care how many times I try to get it just exactly perfect to be stitched in the ditch. It will not be stitched in the ditch for me. So I can at least know that it's really pretty on the front. And I try to do matching thread or something for the back, so it's less noticeable too. So that's how I do it. So you have two choices. If you want to hand bind, you're going to put it on the front. If you're going to do complete machine binding, you're going to do it from the back. Unless you want to stitch in the ditch. You can try it. I mean, you can do it both ways. So Rita says she always goes from back to front if I do a binding and make flange binding. Yeah, I haven't tried the flange. I like that. Hi, June. How you doing? I hope that answered your question okay. I mean, you do have options. That's how I do it. And you do have an option that if you do want to machine sew it, to do it, stitch in the ditch on the top. But you got to make sure that you're going to catch it on the back. And then sometimes it wants to waver. This way I felt like I have more control. So anyway, hi, Joe. How you doing? Are you ready for tonight? We're ready for you. Hi, Terry. How you doing? Glad to see you in here. And okay, you're going to do yours machine. Yeah, it's just, yeah, do it. Attach it to the back, bring it up to the front, and you can either clip it, glue baste it, or pin it. Then you can, let me see if I have this foot I use. I guess this, I don't know what this foot's called, but can you see that there's a little flange on that right down the middle? I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see it. This is what I put on. And then on my machine, my needle will move over a couple of, I can move the position of the needle. So I move it over like 6 positions and then I sew. But if you don't have that, you can still use something like this just to run along the edge of your binding to keep it straight too. So that's what I use. Stitch in the ditch foot. That's right, Zaza. This is what I use also when I do frankenbatting. I'll put it on and I can let the 2 pieces of batting up against each other. And I make sure that it's the good cut edge. And then I zigzag it back and forth and it works great. Batting doesn't get caught up in it. So that works good. Yep, Terry says that it is the stitch in the ditch foot. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, you also, Zaza says you can also get compensating feet where one arm leg of the foot is lower. Now that would be cool. I haven't seen that. But I don't know if I can get it from my brother. You know, it might be more to your machine that you have. I'm not sure. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to find out about it. Pam. Pam has a Janome. I like Janomes. I think Zaza has one too. Surely I had that. Oh yeah, almost. This is really a standard foot that comes with your machines today. You'll see the stitch in the ditch foot. So, okay. I'm going to check out that foot. Yeah, let's check out that foot, everyone, and we'll have learned something new today. Zaza says, Juki and Genomi's have them. And Quilting in the Country, Laura, you should try your server for joining my serger. Sew it and give it a yank. My serger, I haven't done that because I didn't know if it would. Are you saying, Lori, to use it like a flat lock? Because if I just serge the edge, then I'm afraid I'm going to get a lip. And I haven't done the flat lock on my serger yet. I got to rethread my serger. The thread broke on it, and I need to redo it. Let's see, Pam. My machine is almost everything but the kitchen sink. So surely that fits there. Yep. Great. Well, then I think you'll have no problem putting that binding on either because of your machine. It has so many things that you can do. Jody says her stitches in the ditch escapes all the time too. My stitches in the ditches escape all the time too, front to back machine binding. Yeah. I just can get a neater look by doing that, unless I guess I could hand bind. I used to do it all the time, and it is relaxing, but it's not as fast. Let's see. Terry Head says if you lay them flat, overlap about a quarter to a half an inch, and drop the knife on the serger. If you lay them flat, you lay them this way or lay them this way on top of each other or side by side. No, you'd have to do it on top of each other if you had the knife. Oh, drop the knife. Yeah, the knife wouldn't cut then. I'm a little slow today. I'll have to try that. I just sent it through regular. Okay, yeah, if the knife's dropped, then it would just, okay, you didn't flat lock it. You did the serging. I'll try it. I have enough little samples. I can try it on a sample, see how I have to maneuver the fabric in that. Linda, thanks, Linda. She says that she saw I was on, thought she'd come in and pay the rent, but she's got to get back to work. So have fun. Well, thank you for stopping in June. Let's see. I have something to show you. Oh, wait. I want to see what Terry just says. It just set on and someone is up. I just set. Aw. Aw, that's sweet. Yep. See if you can. That might help. Better listen to me. I'll probably put her to sleep. Hey, look at what I made. This, I'm either going to do a video now that I'm brave enough to do one. Probably. But anyhow, I'm either going to do a video on how to do this, or I'm going to do it on my live so that you can see the process. But if you want to know about this fabric came like this. This was the 45 from here to here inch. And so I thought that'd be perfect because it looked like it was dividing it up. This is just, this is, it's not a pincushion. You could make it a pincushion, but it's a Halloween decoration, and my grandson has claimed it for his girlfriend. And I said, okay, when I'm done with it, put a little bit of felt I had wool felt and I cut it and did little leaves there. And then John got me a stick, and it's just hot glued. So this is easy, 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 easy. So I'll either show it to you or we'll do it together. So if you can do anything you want, you don't have to have different fabrics. Let's see. Since she's now on your lap and pillow watching Sherry, so Sherry smile and say, "Hi, baby." I made one last year. It became a pincushion. Yeah, this is bigger, but it'd be a great pincushion. But I'd like to do one bigger yet, or do a tiny one. But it has stuffing in it, it's like poly stuffing in it. And you don't have to put the leaves on it. I did. You can put a bow. You could do whatever. And so, anyway, these are fun and easy. So I did that. Another thing, sorry, I'm turning my back towards you, but I'm getting my project out. This is one of the blocks I was working on, and I think I might end up putting it in a table runner. I'll give it away because I have enough table runners too. Yeah, you love holiday crafts. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was fall. Let me see if in October I can bring you fall or fall colors. Is what I thought I would do. I don't know. This should have turned out. Oh wait, I took another piece of fabric. I'm gonna bring it up close enough. This was just cut-offs from a little wool dress before. So I saved it, thought, hey, and then I saw this and I thought, ooh, it has the colors that I'd like. So I cut at least one leaf, and I thought I could put a button right here on it and it would be cute. But I wanted my acorn top to come out a little bit, and it didn't. But I thought I did the measurements right. But you know what? It's a long one then. It's just elongated. So this was easy. And I did that. And I'll tell you where I got the pattern. Oh, thanks, Zaza. Joe, I had to stop volunteering at the shelter years ago. Ended up with more fur babies than the shelter had. Ha ha. That would be me. My grandson, there was a little dog that they saw when they were going to go to church last Sunday, and it was loose. And he says, I'm afraid it's going to get hurt. And he called, but he called and talked to my husband. I told him he called the wrong person. But anyhow, my husband did go down with him, and they found out where it lived. So that was good news. But I says, this is my problem. I says, you have to think, what would you do if it was your animal and it got out? What would you want someone to do? You would want them to take it in and care and try to find you instead of let it keep on running and maybe get hit. So that's my 2 cents worth. Kittens are easily to carry away. Yeah. Okay, so I did this, and I just decided to embellish it a little bit. You don't have to do it with this light background if you wanted to do an oven mitt, not an oven mitt, but a pot holder or something like that. You could do it in a different color around here. This is the pattern. Now I'm going to show you where I got it from. This is a free pattern. I don't have it in the description, but I can when I get off and it'll let me in. I can put it in the description. I'm going to tell you where it's from. It's called the Acorn Quilt Block Pattern. This is 9 inches, and it is from Scattered Thoughts of a Crafty Mom. and she has the measurements in it, and she shows it with solid. You get like 3 pages, so it shows you with solid fabric instead of the small ones. But if anybody's interested in that, I made that pink mannequin with the tutu. We did. See? Oh, wait. How's that? Just like a little ballerina. Somewhere I got pattern for this one. I know Joe did some up before. This is I did this up a long time ago. This is a candlestick on the bottom. Yeah, I liked it with the tutu. We all did it. I did a class on this. So we all had fun doing it because we all brought different things like embellishments and beads and stuff like that. This is an old button or a pin. And then I did a yo-yo. I had to stop and think, what's the name of that? A yo-yo for the hat. She's from Paris. Can you tell? Whoop. You know what? Looks like her head. Oh, here. There she is. She's right now. So, yep. There's my little girl. Never named her. Hi, Tasha. Welcome in. Yeah, I like that. It was fun. It was girly. Yeah, I got to look at Tasha. I watch Tasha's podcasts all the time. They are so good to listen to. She gives such in-depth perspective and really researches, which I appreciate. Yeah, Jessica did do an awesome job. I thought that I had missed Jessica's festive threads. I thought I had missed it because when I went in, it gave me the normal, not the live chat. And I thought, oh, great. She only was on for 10 minutes. That's what I thought. But I ended up playing around and I got into the live chat. But if I did anything different, I could lose that. And I was losing the live chat. So I did see I was live. Oh, Tasha's behind. She needs to catch up on the threads. I can't wait to watch Jessica. Yeah, it's good. They're good. Replays work great. That's just wanted to let, since we're talking about that real quick, just wanted to let you know that the Festive Threads is a collaboration that we are doing with 10 of us content creators, quilters. And we introduced it October 1st. The first video landed on the October 2nd, and that was Amber. It's not too late. Go back to Amber's, start watching Amber's, then follow in sequence of who we're saying that's next. There's a secret word or a color that we will say, and we don't say the same one necessarily. I mean, it's our own that we picked out ourselves. So you can listen for that. And if you find it, write it down, because at the end, when we've gone through all of them, October 11th, it's the last one. When we go through all of them, then Lisa will be posting a Google form that you'll have to fill out and you'll have to answer questions. You have to be subscribed to all of our channels and have watched all of the Festive Threads so you can get the answers. Then you'll have a chance for a drawing. And there's going to be a drawing for a $50 gift certificate. It could be Amazon, Quilted Twins. There's different ones. I can't remember all of them. There's like 6 different places that you get to choose from. But yeah, you can go back and do that. But if you answer the questions, then you can be in the drawing. Aw, thanks, Rita. Rita says that what we're doing is all amazing, but I have to admit, it's a bit confusing to me when I am going on with it, though. Yeah, it's because the chat's going, but it's pre-recorded, and we're in the background. Yeah, that can be. That can be. Okay, I did say. Oh, tonight Joe's on. The Vintage Style by Joe at 6 o'clock this evening on YouTube. Watch her. We'll see what she has to do and say. I was going to do this. I don't have much time because I've been chatty Cathy. This is the block that she showed that I have that I'm going to do now. This time the acorn top should come over. So I was, if anybody wants this, just let me know. I'll make sure. I'll try to remember. But I did sew these together already, other than the rows. And I have to sew this. These here will be, I'm going to put this down, and I know you'll be able to see it here in a second. I'm just going to fold it just so you got an idea. Very quick, very simple. And I thought I'd do 2 of these, either 2 of these or 2 of the bigger, and keep the smaller one in for the middle, and put them all together to do the table runner. This is okay. So see how this, you'll put them. I'm getting caught. So see now that gives it, makes it look more like an acorn. So it's just sewing. These are at 1.5 size little squares that you sew together. And you know those cutoffs that I had told you about? Yes, this is free pattern. Yes. This is one of the cutoffs. And I needed half square triangles for the bottom. I just pulled them from my little stash of these to do this, which was great. But this could be all solid color. It doesn't have to be. But then, we always put the units together. And that, and yes, let me tell you where it's from again. I'll put it up here. And you can see that she has it written out, the size of, I wrote this one. It just didn't have her name on it, but see, I wrote the dimensions then. She has them on the pattern down below, but I then transferred them to each piece so that I would not get mixed up. So I knew what to do. Yeah. Oh, that's no problem, Jessica. I like to mix the colors too. So I've got, excuse me, I've got that and this. So It would be pretty as a pillow. Oh, I have a pillow. I know probably a month ago I showed you guys the pillow that I had done out of wool felt years ago, but I never completed excuse me. I never completed it into a pillow. So I just went for it and did it, and I have that up here. I like it. It's cute. So, and I do have a table runner. I wanted to show you. Oh, thank you, Tasha. I gotta go lean forward here, make my screen a little smaller. I'll share a couple of things that I've done just to go back again and let you see a close up of the pumpkin that I'll be either doing a video or I'll do it on a live. And I'll show you how this placemat turned out. Then what do I have over here? This is laid out. Oh, you know, my dog's always going to be on there. I cannot keep her off the quilts. When I put this down, she rolls all around on it. But this is, I laid it out to see how I wanted to lay out, but it's not sewn together in that part. Let's see. Yeah, this quilt, I like it. Doesn't it just seem cozy? And this pattern, it's easy because it reminds me of the friendship quilt, but it's done like rail fence, and then you do your 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch square and do it on the diagonal, and you can get your pinwheel. Okay, I want to share something else with you. Let's see. I'm making a lot of noise today, I think. Okay, now you see this. This is different. Give you a moment. Okay. This here, you know how I said that I go searching in my storage rooms and all that here. Whoops. Zaza says her pups was the same, was on the floor, was fair game. Well, they have to put their scent on it. You know, they have to give their part. Yes, these are hexies, but they did do them they're half hexies, and they did them they machine sewed them, but it's old. And I was thinking about quilting it up, and after I quilted it up, I was either going to, don't yell at me, I was either going to cut it up to make, let's see, maybe, can you see this jacket? Let's see. I'll try to get back on me. Okay. This is a very basic jacket, and I can search the inside with my Terry says that hers is a fabric hoarder. She not collector. Okay, thank you, Jessica. It makes me feel better. I thought I could do this, but that's a pretty big quilt. So you know the Hobbit robe that the group that we want to do that. I thought that would be a good base for the robe. And then I can do embellishments. I can do doilies or little things, different things like that on it. I thought it'd be kind of cool. You just bought that pattern, Joyce? Have you tried it out yet? Thinks the quilts on the bed's his too, Rita says. Let me see. I think I have another picture. Does that surprise you? This one is another find I found. Does that make sense? Look at this, Zaza. Oh, wrong one. Well, what happened to the other one? This, I did find this, and I did do this. It is fusable applique that I had done, and I found it, so I gotta put it. I have to finish doing that. I wonder where what I did with that other picture. I had another picture. Let's see. I don't know if I can get it. You guys probably really love seeing my face this close, but I'm gonna see if I can find the image. I either really messed you up. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you. Look at this, Zaza. I found this. This has those two. That one I showed you before, and this one is from that estate sale from that woman had passed away that I got many years ago. And I had this big container that I knew that had quilt pieces in it, and that was in it. I'm gonna do this one up. I'm gonna quilt it. I am concerned because the fabric it's in good condition. There is no holes, no nothing. But you know how the fabric was finer or thinner? And I thought, oh, please don't poke any holes that you don't want to have there. So, but there, yeah, this was done by, I thought it was maybe hand pieced, not the traditional way with English paper piecing, but where they matched the seams and did it. But I'm pretty sure, I think it was machined, but it's questionable. Let me see. Or two-piece set. I do a long, flowy style skirt with this. Oh, with the grandmother's flower garden. Oh, I know how much work they are to do. Yeah, Zaza, I kind of wondered also because it can be more gentler if you hand quilt it. It's just that, it's going to be pulling on the seams, and I don't know how old it is. I don't know for sure. I think that I would be concerned that the needle on the long arm would be, I could get a smaller needle, but still that it would it needs to almost be more like a ballpoint, like a jersey needle instead, so it separates the threads. I know. That's why, like Jessica said, should make a skirt. Zaza and I both know the work that goes in and the hours that goes into making these. And it didn't matter if she did them floated on by machine or she did it by hand. She has a lot of time in it. So I want to, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to do that. So I have to look at it. I'm not going to be able to, I'm looking at it. If I added fabric so it was square, it wouldn't match. I always hate to cut though. So try a corner on the long arm and see. I could. It's. I think it has some. It's like a polyester blend or something. You know how they use that a lot. You can't really tell, but it, you know, yeah, I could. That is a big quilt. I could actually make it a little smaller, but you know, it'd be beautiful on the bed. So I'll try to show you a better picture of it, of the fabric sometime when we're on Discord. I think, let's see, I was going to sew, but didn't get there. Okay, I showed you my pictures of what I found. These are, oh, I'm sorry. I'm keeping this on here and it's not exactly what you probably want to see. Okay, so I was going through this stuff and I found it. I've been finding stuff, and the thing is it's like I got to do, and it wasn't stuff I made. It was stuff that I had gotten or bought, but somebody else had done. But I had two quilts that I had found that were old, and I know I talked to Joe from Vintage Style by Joe, and I thought maybe I could have used that as the cutter quilt, but right smack in the middle of it, it's like a log cabin, you know, I forgot what it's called, but it's the ones with the diamond that makes the diamond shapes. Right smack in the middle is a hole, and I could take a piece from the other part and applique it on, but I think you'd still see it because I think of that as being in the back of my jacket. So I've been I decided no, neither one I can use, but Joe gave me some good ideas and to do, you know, like smaller projects if you want some that, you know. Sure, you are like a borrower, finding stuff that's so pretty. Well, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Lori says to iron edge, you will know if it's polyester or not. Yeah, you can smell it and it changes color. Well, this is a cream, so it wouldn't so much, but if it was a color, it gets darker and then it cools down and gets back to the other. You're right. I'll be able to smell it. Let's see what else. Applique something over the hole. I thought about that. Well, you know what? I could, you know how they do the doilies. Get a real pretty one that could be on there with some things, or I could do the applique out of the same fabric and applique it on, but then applique something on that so it distracts from the fact that I actually did a rectangle, you know? I think you just have to play with it. Rita has a antique double wedding ring quilt that, oh my, that is at least 110 years old. Has a hole right in the middle. You sew on it and fabric comes apart. So I have not figured out how to repair it. There's, I'll tell you one thing a person can do, and I thought about one for that, but I would test it. I could test it on mine so you don't have to test it on yours. Is, you know, the organza fabric you can buy, the sheer fabric, you can actually lay that over top and quilt it. Now it says quilted. Rita, has this been quilted? If it's been quilted, you know what I would do? I would, I'd either take a piece of it and frame it, or I would box it up in acid-free paper and a box and do whatever I could to keep it from going for any further. Now, I wonder if you could contact one of the museums, like in Paducah, and ask them for their input on what would you do. What is a good way to put? Can you? Yeah, the mesh, but it's more like it's not the mesh like that was on this little doll. It's organza. It's soft, it's flowy. It's like a lot of overlays that wedding gowns may have in that. G2G, see everyone tonight. Okay, we'll see you, Jessica. It is finer, yeah, it is. That is a possibility that you can do, and then if you go in and get the light enough color, it will still show your pattern of your grandmother's wedding ring quilt and not take away, because you can get it in pretty neutral, very neutral. But I just need to know it's hand quilted. Okay. Then I would lay organza over top of it, stabilize it, and do a little bit of stitching over top of that organza. Okay, let me see. Terry says, was going to say the same thing. Organza is how I have seen people preserve vintage quilts. Okay. It's a way of keeping them together and it not deteriorating. You're going to restabilize it with quilting. Either, I don't know if you like to hand quilt, but if you don't, you could channel quilt or something, on, you want it enough that it stabilizes it, so when you pick it up that there's not a droop in it, or else if the fabric is falling apart, it would continue to do so. So let me see what else has anybody said. I thought about using tulle to see if it worked. If you go in, you'll find that. I wish I had some. I do probably somewhere. If I do, Rita, I'll send a picture and email it to you of what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can use the tulle. It's just a little, you have to go real fine because that's a little rougher, where in content, where the organza is like nylon. It's like a very smooth. Chris at Sew the Distance has a vintage quilt videos on YouTube. Thank you, Terry. That's good for us. I'm going to look that up too. I've watched them repair things in the V&A Museum in London. Cool. That's like it's some of the stuff that I said that I had, like the old quilts, and I had redone my sister-in-law's grandmother's quilts. I had to take them apart and resew and redo, and some got smaller and all that. Well, I kept that fabric from the blocks because I thought, if there ever needed to be a repair, the fabric's there to be repaired again. So, yeah, sometimes when you find old things or you find stuff that vintage stuff, sometimes you can, or you can do a search and try to search it on and see if you can search vintage fabric to get, or antique fabric to get it. But anyway, I think that was a great conversation, Rita, and you helped me, and I hope that we all helped you. And now we've got a couple of YouTube channels we got to check out. to find out. I you know, it's the only issue that Rita says she has, she wants to repair it with 100% cotton, but not sure if that is possible. It'd have to be in a gauze form then, wouldn't it? I don't think I'm trying to think how if the front is good and it's the back, then yes. But if you have to repair, it depends on how far you want to go into repairing. Do you want to take the blocks apart and replace it with new cotton fabric to, or, you know, just depends on what you want to do. Hi, Sandy. So anyway, I have enjoyed this. Gauze, yeah. I would go take a peek at different fabrics and see. Oh, it is on the front. Yeah, there is. It's long, even if you have a shadow effect of your quilt, like the grandmother's, and it gives it a shadowing, it's still precious to preserve. And if that's the way that you can do it, then I'd say, if you are okay with it, I would say do it. Because I know that what you're trying to do is you're trying to preserve it and still, respect the quilt. So yeah, you might be able to find something. I would look it up. It's just ripped. Hey, well, Rita, can you do an applique on it? I know you said that if you touch it, it wants to fall apart. Is that the whole quilt? If it's a whole quilt, I would put something over top of it and stabilize it. If it's just that piece, you can applique onto it and it would look good. Well, I tell you what, you come and join me next week. See what I got in store. I'll either show you what I have done or what I finished up and try to have something good for you that we can share and talk about. Remember to watch Joe tonight. Yes, you can do that. Yes, I'm sorry. Rita, you can do that. And then applique. Yes, yes. So, well, I'll see y'all. Take care. See you next week.